Hey, this is Spektor Baal. I am a Gothic musician and also an occultist, and welcome to my channel. First, I would like to say thank you everyone who attended the live stream yesterday. That was really cool, and I'm so happy to have the Baalists in this live stream. In this video, we're going to be talking about Michael and the Goetia. But before we do that, consider subscribing, click on that notification bell to be alerted when a new video is available, and click on that like button to show YouTube that we exist. Now, you may be thinking to yourself, Michael and the Goetia. What does Michael have to do with the Goetia? Well, this is a small story I would like to share, but I think it's very useful to all of you. In the days long ago when I did work with Golden Dawn Magic, I was working with a lot of angels. Specifically Michael, the fire element with the sword, Gabriel, Uriel, Raphael. Well, I worked with Raphael a bit. And I wanted to start to do Goetic work. But, of course, like everyone who is a starting magician, was worried about doing Goetic work because of all the things that are written about the Goetia. It's evil. It's dark. The 72 demons of the dark world. And the thing is, in the books that I have, the Solomonic books, a lot have to do with using God names, the circle, and the triangle. And that's how I started working with the Goetia. And it worked fine. Of course, I would have fear when I would start doing Goetic work because of all the things that I've read. But as time went on and I started learning more about demons, I decided to change the angelic names to demonic names. Lilith, Samael, Lucifer, Moloch, things of that nature. And it worked wonderful. Same thing. There was no difference whatsoever when it came to that. But when I was working in Gh4 and I was working with Michael in a magical operation, I was astrally working in Gh4 in the Tree of Life. Michael suggested me connecting to the Goetic spirits. Instead of bringing them here, I would go to them in their environment. And I first thought, wow, this is going to be some hard magic. Because you have to keep everything in your mind. You want to make sure that you keep the thought of the circle around your astral body to protect yourself and to focus yourself. And also to try to not be distracted when contacting a Goetic spirit, especially if the Goetic spirit tries to distract you, especially if you are starting out and meeting Goetic spirits for the first time, doesn't matter which one, you might feel a bit distracted because of what's going on around you. And the best advice I could give you when it comes to that is ground yourself. And if you feel a little bit of fear coming over you, take a deep breath and continue. Now, the first spirit that I dealt in the astral world with was Astaroth. I do not believe there's any type of war going on between the angels and the demons. To me, that's complete nonsense. It really is some sort of nonsense. I believe every entity has some sort of a job or something that they do best. And Michael, the Archangel, suggested that I connect to these spirits in the astral. First, I think it would be easier to connect to these spirits in the astral because you're going to their environment, you're going to their turf. It is advanced magic because you are on their turf. You have an image of them in your mind, of their environment, of things that are happening around you, and you always want to make sure that you are grounded and that you could see things clearly. That's why it's very important to really learn your astral body and how to astral travel so that you could adapt to anything that comes your way. Now, Let's say you want to contact a goetic spirit or any type of spirit of a dark nature or a light nature. It doesn't really matter. The point is that you are going to them. You want to create a space that is cleansed. Singing bowls, salt in the corners. It really doesn't matter, because the point is that you're cleansing the space that you are in to make sure that no crap is in the way. What I mean by crap, imbalanced energy, some emotions that you might be holding that are lodged in the environment in the corners. And after you cleanse the space, then a middle pillar is in order. I really suggest doing a middle pillar, and you can look it up. I will be doing a video about that eventually. But it helps make sure that you feel balanced, that if there's any imbalance, if there's any energies that are imbalanced in your body, in your mind, that they could balance themselves out and then continue doing the ritual. So let's say you did all of this and you go to the entity. How do you get to the goetic entity, you may ask? Well, you could concentrate on their sigil, or you could will yourself there. Usually I will myself there. Now, the reason you also cleanse yourself is because you don't want any false thought forms or egregores to be created before going. A thought form or a false entity, to me, is not the true spirit, is what you think the spirit is. That's why it's important not to have any expectations when you are contacting a goetic spirit, or any spirit for that matter. So you went and met the spirit. Now, from my experiences with Astroth, it was very overwhelming to the point that I felt fear. First, it was very shadow-like that she appeared to me. There were snakes all over the environment. It was in a green, I was in a green mist that I could barely see anything. But as soon as I took a breath, I grounded myself, things became more clear. After I was done with the ritual, the way I came back is I thought of the place that I am in, and also thought about roots coming out of the ground, grabbing my legs and pulling me down. So that is a way to come back from that experience. Then I thanked the spirit for actually having me at their place and stepped out of the circle, even if it's a mental circle. If you want to do a physical circle, that is all right too. So I hope this helps you out, and be sure to follow me on TikTok. I will post the links in the comments section, and I will see you in the next video.